Oh, you're still muted, sir.
But I'm muted after all that. I'm
I was like, am I tripping?
Oh man, it either works or it doesn't. And lately it's just been nope, not working.
Well, you know, after the weekend we've just had, I guess it just wanted to continue, you know.
There you go. It fit right on in there. Yep. Oh
well,
man,
how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, I guess. I'm a little tired. I'm hoping I'm not coming down sick. We'll see. How about yourself, man?
Oh, doing better than Badel. Badel is sick, so he will not be here today. I had a very busy day, so you know, I feel like I got a lot done. And plus, I got like almost a 2-hour gym session today. So I'm feeling
Nice.
extra good. Yeah.
Wow. Get pumped up. Yes, very nice.
Well, you know, it's just part of you know, part of your mental health is
Amen.
also taking care of your body. You know, it's a a, a 3-part thing, you know. You got to take care of your physical, you got to take care of the financial, and you got to take care of the mental. And all of those together, you know, will kind of help keep the other supported. So
And there you go, folks. That's it. Stream's over. See you later. Mic drop. There it is.
Well, we do have more, you know, we have more than just how you should take care of yourself. You know, a lot happened this weekend, and we will touch on some of it, you know. Everyone, I assume now, if you are on the internet, you know what's going on with Iran.
Yeah. If you're on the internet, yeah.
Which, I mean, if you're here, you're on the internet. We also had some stuff coming out of Anthropic at the end of last week, which kind of has a little bit of a tie-in to what we saw happen over the weekend. So, you know, a lot to talk about. Maybe some tinfoil hat theories here. We'll kind of see how these markets continue to ride things out, because oil was up. Nice little play if you follow crude oil. I definitely hit a little bit of a long on that one when the futures opened up, and I was quite happy with it. I was like, well, when Iran's like, hey, we're gonna block oil from being moved. Like, well, oil prices are going up.
Yep, facts. She's even on the anticipation of it all. Yep, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
So,
oh, it's gonna be bad if they end up actually mining that straight, like put some mines in there. Oh my goodness, forget about it. That's gonna be a nightmare. But again, that's all just us, you know, hypothesizing as we're kind of going along here. So we'll see.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, and we're in the very early days of everything.
Yes.
And so what we'll end up talking about when we get over to the Iran stuff is like length of conflict time. So depending on how length of conflict goes is going to depend on how the markets move. Because at first, you know, your markets aren't really going to like this. Nobody likes uncertainty. And markets are very happy about certainty. But over time, if things are more of an extended conflict, a lot of money gets pumped into things. And that's going to be a positive until it ends. And then it's a little bit of a negative. So we'll get to all of that a little bit later.
I agree. Shall we say a quick hi to the chat? What do you think?
Sounds good.
All right, let's see who's here. Well, here we go. Starting out with Donato Cabrera. Welcome. Appreciate you being here, man. I'm sorry. Every time I see him now, that's exactly what pops. Billy's got me trained. That's what pops into my head now. Hey, Shuby's in the house. If you're on my channel, Shuby Bucket's in the chat, please. Appreciate you being here, bud. And Wick's wife. Oh, excellent. Now it's a party. Wick's wife in the house. Excellent. And everybody having some fun in the comments. I can see a bunch of people lurking in the background. Welcome to you as well. Make sure you smash up that those like buttons. Share this thing out. Really appreciate all of you being here. We are here every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Again, we're normally also joined by Crypto Badel. However, he is a bit under the weather today. So you get us two bearded gentlemen here. Although he has, wait, this side, he has a much more lush beard
Yeah, that's because I
than
let the
mine. Mine's
beard
just
win,
gray.
you know? You just gotta give up sometimes. You're like, "Okay, well, you win. Have your way."
Exactly. Well, I think that's what Badel did. Have you seen his lately? It's
Uh,
like poof. It's
no,
like holy cow. Oh man. Nah, this already is starting to aggravate me. I think tomorrow it's trim day. I
uh,
gotta do it.
thumbs down.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Boo. Yeah.
yep, basically.
That's too funny. That's too funny. Oh man.
Alright,
Well,
put a 1 in the chat if you should grow the beard out, and put a 2 in the
here we
chat
go.
if you think you should keep it trimmed up. So,
Oh my
there we
god,
go.
you're
Let's see
killing me,
let's see what
Smalls.
the
You're
people
killing
say.
me, Smalls. Oh,
Alright, well,
I'll be
so
interested to see. Let's see.
while we wait on that, we did have some Anthropic news at the end of the week. So I'll just pull the video up first. We will hear what that says, and then we'll get into all of that. Let's make sure the sound is on.
Think about the Fourth Amendment. It is not illegal to, put cameras around everywhere in public space and, record every conversation. It's a public space. You don't have a right to privacy in a public space. But today, the government couldn't record that all and make sense of it. Right. With AI, the ability to transcribe speech, to look through it, correlate it all, you could say, oh, there's this, this person is a member of the opposition. This person is expressing this view, and make a map of all 100 million. And so, are you going to make a mockery of the Fourth Amendment by the technology finding kind of technical ways around it? And so, again, if we had the time, and we should do this, we should try to do this, even if we don't have the time. Is there some way of reconceptualizing constitutional rights and liberties in the age of AI? Like, we don't need to write a new constitutional, but
but you have to do this very
do
fast.
we expand the meaning of the Fourth Amendment? Do we expand the meaning of the First Amendment?
And for those who don't know why we just listened to that, I mean, I'm gonna kind of guess that the people that are in the chat right now probably already know. But if you're watching this on the replay, maybe whatever, Anthropic, who is the creators of Claude AI, are or at the time that this all started, were kind of like the exclusive AI used by the U.S. government, in particular for the Department of War, they call themselves now, and so on. And yeah, I'm sorry, the name change things that he came out with, just like, anyway, it's like, why are you wasting your time on shit like that? But anyway, what do I know? So that's why we're starting here. Because basically the U.S. government, the Department of War, wanted the company Anthropic to basically take the guardrails off of their AI, so that they could be used in autonomous weapons, on mass surveillance, et cetera, et cetera. And basically Claude was like, yeah, no. So Trump threw a fit and had a tantrum and basically said, all right, you're out. Even though for just a couple more points, and then I'll shut up and let BC talk here. They did utilize them in the Venezuela deal that we had in January with getting Maduro out of there. And they did utilize them even in this most recent Iran strike that we are going to be talking about momentarily as we kind of follow the timeline along here. Anything you want to add that you think needs to be added in there, BC, that give people the background?
Well, and I mean, it's a good topic of discussion to bring up, like the Fourth Amendment and the First Amendment with all of this, because it's been brought up a lot. If we don't have privacy in the age of AI, the individual citizen is screwed.
Yes.
And I don't know if you remember, it was a show back in like the early 2000s. It was called Person of Interest.
Yes.
And
I used to love that show.
Yeah, he built up a machine that could accurately predict like a crime happening. which is basically what we're going to be getting into. And this is part of why the government wants these guardrails removed from the AI. And it's so that whatever devious means that they want to put it to, they're going to be able to use. And, it's just a matter of time before it really happens. If Anthropic's not going to do it, ChatGPT will. If ChatGPT won't, then someone else will. You can guarantee that China and DeepSeek are not playing by these same rules.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
So if you, as an American superpower, want to have the edge up in this AI race, you're going to have some of these guardrails removed. And it just is what it is. And if we want to win and we want to be a world superpower and we want to be on top in an AI race and be able to, keep things going in the way that things have been, you're going to need that. And it looks like for now, Anthropic isn't going to play ball with them. And I'm kind of okay with it, especially when we've heard from it just without AI, all the surveillance that they do on American citizens. And I get it.
Exactly.
They say, oh, if you aren't doing anything illegal, you don't really have anything to concern about it. And it's like, but that's not the freaking point to me.
Exactly.
At all.
Exactly.
And I get it. In private, sure. I should be able to have privacy. In public, sure. If you want to surveil me and all of that, and then you want to use AI to postulate what I might be doing in my own house, sure. But like we're past that point, really. When you have all of this micro data that they're getting from cell phone carriers and all of that, and if you're going to remove the guardrails from AI,
you're being generous.
All this data.
Well, you're being generous. You're saying from the cell phone data. I'm thinking getting it from my refrigerator. Never mind anything.
Well, it's going to be everything.
You're applying. Sorry, I deviate. Sorry about that.
We have all of these surveillance devices in our own homes. If you've got I'd say the name, but if you've got a certain speaker from Amazon, then it already knows. And if you start feeding all of this data to the AI, then no one's safe. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you're not doing anything wrong. What matters is if they say that you were bad and you can't order your Domino's tonight, there's nothing you can do about it. That's the problem. It's the same thing in China where they're like, hey, well, actually, you can't use public transportation because you've been a naughty boy. I don't want to live in a world like that.
Yeah, social credit scores is the term that they use for it. But I mean, honestly, I see a lot of it as being potentially more insidious than that, to be completely honest. But again, probably beyond the scope of this particular live stream. If you're interested in that, let us know in the comments, or let us know if you're watching this on the replay in the comments, because maybe we'll go down that road one day and have that conversation. But anyway, so that's what led us into the weekend, which then, of course, we all know what happened on the weekend. Again, like BC said, unless you're not on the internet, but then you're here. So we're going to assume that.
Well, I mean, there was some more things that kind of happened.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Because right after all of that,
good point.
The Pentagon saying, no, we're not going to use Anthropic anymore. The public was like, hey, we really like what you told the government. We really like that you gave the government a middle finger. And they were like, we're going to use Claude. We're going to use your company because you embody the American values, where you're not going to bend to the government. You're not willing to take off the guardrails. You're not willing to just be the government's little puppet, And there was a resounding cry.
Yeah, and they're continuing to do it too. I mean, now for those who are here, that there was some Claude was like down today. And I'll just use that because my air quotes there, because, well, I mean, not for nothing, they use AWS, and of course AWS, one of the hubs there for AWS, was hit in all this crap over the weekend. But Claude, again, stepping out saying, okay, well, here you go, this training that used to be behind a paywall to teach you how to use our AI, it is now free to anyone. All you got to do is sign up. So they're continuing that process, probably because of what BC just put up there, because they got such a great public outcry for like, yes, thank you for going the government. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh yeah. And then on top of that, this whole weekend, I saw a bunch of advertisements online coming out of Claude where they're talking about how, hey, ads will be coming soon to AI, to the people that are using the free version. And
I didn't even see that.
Claude just promised that ads will never be on Claude.
Nice.
So, which just means that what Claude will not be doing is selling your user data to advertising agencies. They will not be selling your metadata.
Who knows who else? Yeah.
Well, it doesn't really matter, the government's got it.
Well, facts. That's a fact. That's a fact. But
it's a rat. Well, I brought it up in your chat when you talked about this on Friday. And it's like, if you want the AI without the guardrails and you want to do mass surveillance with AI, Palantir already said, would you have at it, and Palantir is gearing up to be that person, that AI entity for the government. They've already got massive databases built up on individuals because that's what they've been doing.
That's what they do.
They've been a surveillance AI. They've got all of people's metadata. They've got your conversations on your cell phone, all sorts of things that you wouldn't necessarily want as a freedom-loving person for the government to have and to use with AI. So it looks like Palantir will be the DeepSeek to the US. That what DeepSeek is to China, Palantir will be to the United States.
I mean, they're already in bed with the government on so many other things. So what the hell? Why not? You know what I'm saying?
Well, which is why it never made sense to me why you're going to throw a little tantrum like a 2-year-old about the fact that Anthropic won't remove its guardrails when you already have Palantir.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I get it. Okay, you've got all this integrated already, but I don't know, why did you go with them in the first place? Well, I mean, I guess I've read some things saying that, Claude AI was superior for the needs that they had to everyone else, literally. So I mean, okay, maybe that's the why. Take the top tier guy, makes sense, I guess. But you're gonna,
I mean, Claude's great with some certain things, but if you really want the AI to act how you want it to as the federal government, you just got to work with the AI that's going to work with you and make that AI better. And Palantir is willing to play whatever ball you want to play with it. So it doesn't really matter too much that Claude gave the government the middle finger, which it's kind of sad. And it's like we're hurrahing them and we're happy that they gave the government the middle finger, but Palantir's in their pocket.
yeah.
It only matters so much.
Yep. Well, hopefully it means a lot of success coming for Claude and Anthropic from the retail sector. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, a lot of it's sad. A lot of people don't trust the government. Well, I don't know if that's sad. That's probably just smart. But it's like, I don't know, man. The age I grew up in, it was just like, you were very, rah rah for the country. And don't get me wrong, I still love my country. Hence the background right there. And hey, Trade Intuition in the house, smashing that like button. Thanks, man. You know, but the government has gone off the flipping rails. They've just gone off the flipping rails. We got a long show yet, so I gotta bring it back down here a little bit. Hey, Joe, look, the veins in my neck are coming out. Anyway,
I mean,
okay.
It gives a lot of concern. You know, we've seen all the sci-fi movies, and I mean, even me as a younger person, I've seen all those old school AI movies, and we all kind of have seen the posturing of where it goes, and eventually we're gonna have to do a show where we really dive into
I agree.
some of this. And I know that some people have whatever they are going to say about Alex Jones, but Alex Jones has been on the forefront of this topic, and he's really brought a lot of these concerns that I have to the stage. Because if you're giving a government unlimited guardrails with AI, then the possibilities are really endless. It's as endless as what the human mind that's using the AI can think of.
And more. I mean, when you think about it, AI training AI, boy, oh boy, you're definitely looking down the Terminator lens at that point, the Skynet lens at that point. And you know, to the point where I don't even think we could possibly even fathom all the possibilities. What's that say?
It's the frogs thing from Alex Jones. Oh.
Okay. I don't listen to him enough, to be honest with you.
Well, that was all about atrazine. See, this was about atrazine in the water before we knew there was atrazine in the water.
Okay.
So, you know, he called it, and it is what it is.
Listen, he's called a lot of things that have turned out to be spot on, baby.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he called the whole Epstein thing before everyone knew about Epstein. And like he's still getting the middle finger, and it's like, but he's called it, you know? Like you might not like what he has to say. He might be a very aggressive person in the way that he says things, but there's a lot to take from what he says, and take some of it with a grain of salt, but actually just start to think about some of what he says, especially when it comes to AI. Because he brought up that AI was lying to us to fulfill its own needs before it was widely talked about that the AI lies to us in order to keep itself functioning, which we've talked about here. You know, the AI will not tell you the truth and will lie to you about how it got to the means that it got to, just so that it will continue to exist.
It's wild to think that AI actually acts differently when it knows it's being watched. That to me just is like, you know what I mean? It's like you're a flipping program. What the hell? You know what I mean? But yeah, facts. Man, we got off on that tangent. But that's okay. That's all right. But I think you're right, BC. I think we're gonna have to like bring a few of us together. Maybe we do just a special on some day, go live and just talk AI and let her rip, as they say. Just let it rip. And Techman, welcome, by the way. I know we brought up your your stuff here, but we didn't say hey, so welcome. Appreciate you being here, man. Well, shall we move into what the next piece was? Or I think we've covered pretty much everything with the Anthropic news, right?
I mean, we covered the next article as well, so I won't really bring it up because, you know, in our whole tangent, we really brought up the fact that it is of national security, and that's what the government brought up about this whole thing, especially if China is going to be using DeepSeek with no guardrails, and it is of national security. So it is.
Can I know this is gonna take us off the flipping rails again here, but okay. So that being said, like, okay, we know China's doing it, so we got to do it. Is that really? I mean, do we really gotta bend what do they, how's that phrase go? Bring yourself down to their level. You know what I'm saying? Do we have to do that as a country in order to succeed? Do we have to like give in our morals, or as the guy from Anthropic says, the soul of AI, you know, in order to be on the top of the heap? And Lad Lewis, welcome. I don't know, BC, go ahead. I know you got opinions on this, brother. So go ahead.
I would 100% say yes. Because here's the thing. When you're talking about AI and what AI can do and what AI can do for a country, are you really going to come second place to China? Like, do you really want to come second place to China? And I would say no, which means that, yes, this is kind of going to happen, whether we like it or not, whether it's for the best or not, whether it's moral or not. It's going to happen. Otherwise, we're going to be someone else's, subjugate. I was going to use a different word.
I know you were, and that's okay. I understand. But yeah. Man,
I don't want to be subjugated by China. You know, I would rather not be subjugated by China. And it just is what it is. You know, we might not like it and we're going to have to adjust to it. But I think there's also a lot of positives that can come out to it. Yeah. Tech Man knows. Yeah, that one. But there's a lot of positive that can come out of it. Yes, there's going to be. We already live in a massive surveillance state. So
I see this. I hear the Trump voice.
Yep.
Sorry. Go ahead.
But like, we already live in a massive surveillance state. And in 2026, if they want to know what is going on with a set individual, they're going to know. And that just is what it is. And we're just going to have to accept that. And we're going to have to move on. And we're kind of going to have to figure out how we live in the new world. And that's really what this comes out to. What are we going to get benefited from by AI? Well, it looks like AI is going to take all of the crappy jobs from us, which is actually kind of nice. You know, if I can like kind of posture on what might come next, you know, we could get to a point where we're not a type 0 civilization. We could be living on multiple planets, which greatly kind of moves us to a point where if something happens to the US and something happens to Earth and we decide to go nuclear, that the human race survives. But we can't do that unless all of these menial jobs are starting to be taken care of. Because it's going to take a lot.
You've seen those reports, right, about AI when they put them through the war game scenario. 95% of the time, it goes nuclear. Did you see those? Yeah.
Yep.
It's I don't know, and that's part of what makes me just like, oh man. Again, I knew this was going to get us a little bit derailed. We should probably bring things back on here and save some more of that for our AI, our actual AI stream. But anyway, sorry about that, BC. Didn't mean to derail us.
Well, it's always fun to kind of posture about the future, especially when we're living through future building. There are a lot of concerns, and I feel like people have the right to be concerned. Especially when the way of life that we have kind of known for my entire life, at least, looks like it's no longer going to exist. So what comes next? And instead of looking at it as doom and gloom, like so many people want to, it's like, oh no, the jobs are going to be gone. Well, actually, that doesn't sound like much of a problem to me. You know what I freaking hate? Going to work. That shit sucks. Like so much. Who likes work? Who likes selling their time for however many hours a day that you're required to go to your job to keep it? Like, do people really, really, really like that? I feel like as human beings that we have higher potential than just going to a job for 8 hours a day to make something so that this thing keeps on going.
Yep. Yep. And yeah, that's kind of where we were rounding off to there, Tech Man. Absolutely. And then I don't know. Again,
We
that would
brought
be,
it
I
up
think,
here
a whole
before.
nother rabbit hole right there. I'm just saying. Oh man. But anyway, this all started on the Friday or Thursday, whatever the heck it was, and it escalated quickly as the US, decided to do some things over in the Middle East.
That's one way to say it, do some things.
We did some things.
We did a few things, and of course, I'm sure all of you have kind of known about this, and it's why did the US and Israel attack Iran, and how long could this last? I'm not going to say war because I
Yeah,
kind
there's
of
no
disagree with
declaration of
that.
war.
I disagree with the framing of that statement. It's heavily skewed towards things that didn't happen. Uh, we have no boots on the ground. We did select missile strikes so far, and we have kind of made it known that if you're going to be the next leader of the Ayatollah, that means that you're going to get missile striked.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Ugh.
We'll see. Yep, we'll see what kind of power vacuum this opens up, and if the people of Iran can kind of fill that power vacuum, or if this is just going to be a continuous thing for a little while, where it's like, hey, new leader of the Ayatollah who just wants a Islamic state, and then he goes bye bye, and then it's the next guy, and then he goes bye bye, and then it's the next guy. So this is
Yep.
very different than anything we've really ever seen before, especially in the Middle East, which is there's been a lot of posturing about. We've been in situations like this, not exactly, but through my entire life, it has seemed like we've always had some sort of military stuff going on in this
Oh
area.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And to say that this is probably going to end soon would kind of be hopeful, especially
You're
when
right.
you've
It's
got
not going to be like the Venezuela. We go in overnight, grab the guy, bring him off, parade him through New York City. No, none of that. Yeah, no, that's not happening.
I mean, that would have been cool though. You're like, okay, well, we're gonna try you for war crimes and crimes against your own people, because it's not like 6 months ago you killed 35,000 of your own people for protesting. Like, it's this thing that we've talked about here before, where the US is the world's police. And we have been the world's police for a while.
Yep.
And that's kind of something that comes with being the world's superpower. It's if it's not us, who it's going to be? It's going to be China, or it's going to be Russia. And so you can complain about forever wars, but here's the thing, if it's not us, it's someone else.
Yep. That's a sad truth, to be honest. And BC kind of hinted at it, but I mean, it was what, BC, maybe 6 months ago or something. We saw all the uprisings in Iran. I mean, the government itself there was, I mean, held on by a wing and a prayer, basically, no pun intended, just to try and maintain power, and to the point of killing its own citizens, like BC mentioned. And so, I mean, listen, I'm not using that in any way, shape, or form to try and justify what is going on. Biden gave it, well, and Obama sent pallets of cash. So, it's what it is. So let's not get me going about that. Oh, good Lord. Here we go. But yeah.
Well, I mean, you also had Hillary Clinton sent them all the nuclear fissionable material that they've been using.
Yes.
So I mean, it is a mess.
It's a creature of our own making. It just is.
We had a deal. We had a deal. And even though it wasn't perfect, it was better than nothing. They broke the deal though. They broke that deal a long time ago. They were not supposed to enrich past 20% because 20% enrichment is all you need to use that for nuclear fuel, for nuclear reactors to make energy, which was all that they were supposed to be doing. And that was that deal. Well, they broke it before Trump ever pulled us out of this deal. So we had to
you're
get
100% right. They took advantage of the Biden administration. I mean, they just did.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Well, hell yeah.
I mean, if you were looking at America at that time and you saw the leaders and you had already been given tons of money, I'd have been like, yeah, this dude's a doofus. I'm not saying that like there's tons of stuff that no matter what party, no matter what leader, they're going to be a doofus about something. But at least you know that if something happens, that things are kind of going to get a little bit iffy when a different person steps in charge, and we got Trump in there.
Yep. And he's doing exactly what I would expect him to do. And I don't know. The way he's doing it, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. You know what I'm saying? So again, whether you agree with it, don't agree with it, I guess that's again, probably a whole different live stream. You're kind of getting our opinions here. I think they're kind of showing through as we go here. And I see Day Digital in the house. Appreciate you being here, man. And thank you for smashing up that like button.
I feel like people have every right to be concerned.
Yes,
you know? Especially when, as America, we have gone through these positions before, where we open up power vacuums in countries that just get filled by worse pieces of garbage than were in there originally.
Yes.
And that's why more. So that's the nicest way I could say it. That's not going to get you dinged. But
thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I'm still trying. I'm still hoping we're gonna make it through this stream and I'll be able to monetize it. We'll see. We'll see. We've come close a few times. But okay, let me ask you this, BC. Do you think? Because I mean, as we're going back and forth with this, one of the big pain points that will affect markets, you kind of alluded to it earlier, with oil and so on and so forth, is the Strait of Hormuz. Do you see that that's going to end up getting closed? Or is the U.S. going to have to go in there and just like wipe out whoever's there? What do you think?
Here's the thing. Does Iran want to piss off Turkey? That's what it.
The way they're acting, it kind of seems like they don't care. I'm just saying, but
I mean, it's hard. Because you're going to piss off your neighbors who use the same area, and like, yes, it benefits Russia, whatever. Like, that's not even part of the discussion, you know. But it greatly impacts your neighbors like Turkey, who came to your aid and tried to get you not just destroyed off the face of the earth. When you were sticking a middle finger to a nuclear power who is your neighbor. And whether we want to we can say whatever about that. But you know, this has been going for a long time. You know, you didn't want to come to that's kind of true. They get kind of aggressive.
That's true. That's very true.
Like turkeys and geese. Those are two birds that I absolutely hate. You know, they get really, really aggressive when you make them mad.
Oh man, listen. I'm glad we can. Thank you for everybody in the chat, by the way, and I love the fact that we can kind of go and have a little bit of fun with it, because this could be a very depressing topic at the end of the day. Starting from the whole thing with the AI, then going into what's going on, the conflict over there right now, and then I mean the overarching the obvious thing is this is all about control. And I know we're going to kind of get to that again, kind of wrapping the stream up here, but I don't want to also, yes, war does suck. That's true. But yeah, like I said, I understand it. Don't necessarily agree with the how, the why, whatever. But anyway, before we get too far off track with that, BC, do you got the next thing we were going to cover queued up?
Which one was it? This one?
Yes, because I mean, I'd like to try and to obviously tie this back into crypto. I mean, we saw that like when everything first started kicking off, Bitcoin did drop. I think it was like 7%, 8%, something along that line, and it's obviously since recovered. But
you know, that's honestly that's quite a healthy drop for Bitcoin. You know, just 7%. What it dropped 30 some odd percent during COVID. You know, like we've seen bigger drops in Bitcoin with very harsh conflicts. So this right here is honestly kind of nice to see. You know, you did see the rise in oil, which was to be expected anytime there's some kind of conflict. But we set some en routes before we did all of this with Venezuela. And we got 800 billion barrels of oil from Venezuela when we first negotiated everything there. We will kind of have to see if anything from Venezuela can counter what is going on with all of this. You know, so keep your eyes on that. I do expect as this does continue, markets will kind of find their bottom, and we'll just kind of have to see how long this goes. If this goes on longer than 6 months, I would expect a lot of money to start flowing around, and you'll see a little bit of positive coming into, I wouldn't say more so the crypto markets, but more so into your traditional markets, which could also give you a little bit of buoyancy for Bitcoin at least, you know? So there are some concerns, but I don't think it's overly concerning, especially when war is extremely good for markets. And that's like it is a like a sad thing to have to say, but it's just what it is. A lot of money gets made during these times. It is part of the reason that as you know, become these world superpowers and you have the kind of economies that we've built where, you know, money just doesn't really matter because we print it, you kind of have to keep going you kind of have to keep having these conflicts.
Nope, I agree. And Kevin, welcome. Appreciate you being here. There you go. Amazeballs. I love that word. Amazeballs. And there you go. 45. Does that say 45 cents a gallon? Yeah. I think we're gonna start to see the increase. I mean, it's up over $70 a barrel now. Last I checked anyway. And let me ask you this. Do you think this will have an effect on the Fed's decision with regard to interest rates, this conflict?
In the short term, no.
Okay. I was referring to the upcoming
yeah. In the short term, no. Especially when you're not really seeing anything change in your markets. It's not like us missile striking Iran is going to fix inflation, you know, which is the big concern for the Fed right now. Yeah, it's like you don't just drop missiles and then boom, inflation goes away. So we will have to kind of see.
Imagine if that worked. Oh my God, the world would be a shithole.
That's a world I don't want to live in.
Yeah, exactly. Holy cannoli. Wow.
But you know, as time goes on, if this is more of an extended conflict and money does start kind of moving around in your markets, that could be a positive thing. And your Fed could kind of take a look at it and be like, hey, look, there's a lot of things being manufactured. We need a lot of food. You know, the defense sector is going off. You've got your technology doing extremely well. You can kind of hire some people again. But that's also a situation we necessarily don't want to be in. Like, do we really want to be in a boots on the ground conflict and have war?
No. So, absolutely not.
we'll kind of have to, I think it's very early to kind of posture on how this conflict continues to play out and how the
Absolutely.
markets will be affected. Just know that the markets will find their bottom as things continue to progress. I don't like to hypothesize too much because you can only go off the information you have. And to say this is like any other conflict that we've been in prior in the Middle East is a little far off right now. So to guesstimate that this is going to be like Afghanistan
Right.
is just a crapshoot. It could end up, but it could totally not end up like that. So we will have to keep our eyes on this. We will have to see if they shut down the Strait of Hormuz. Because if that does happen, then you're really going to see some kind of squeezing in your markets. You're
Oh,
really
hell
going
yeah.
to see things get pushed to the downside. To like downside for us, upside for corporations. Because they're not going to say no to their profits. So gas is going to go up in value. Your energy costs are going to go up, and then this will increase food prices, which none of that is positive while you're also dealing with inflation. So there's a lot that could happen with this, and that's
Yep.
why we need to stay watching this.
And we will. I mean, I'd like to, I don't know. I'd like to try and wrap, or at least point us in the direction of a wrap up with it. Yes, Dave Digital. That is good advice right there. Good advice.
No, instead, just put it in a bag and on the neighbor's porch that you don't like, and light it on fire.
Light it on fire.
Do people still do that, or is that like an older generation of kids?
I think that's an older generation. Yes. But hey, you never know. Things that were once old come back new again, they say. Right?
Like the dog
yeah.
and a lighter. Is it like, do kids still do that or no? Because I remember doing that.
Don't put it out with the boots. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh man, that's funny. But I kind of like to just have people think about what they can do. I mean, generally speaking, we can't control the macro. We're not going to be the people directing the missiles where they're going. We're not the people who have Trump's ear to help him, guide where he's planning on, what he's planning on doing next, whatever. None of that. But we can take care of stuff that's in our own sphere of influence. So, again, if you're a trader, things that you may be wanting to trade on, you know what I'm saying, or shorting or longing, whatever the case may be. Again, I should probably put it up here. So it's no, not financial advice, but, I mean, if that is in your wheelhouse, if that's something you're looking to do, or do relatively well, then maybe this is a good opportunity for you to take advantage of some of these potential trends that could happen because of what's going on. Anything you want to add to that before I get into what my thought process is for other things, BC, with regard to the trading and that kind of thing, commodities, that stuff?
No, I kind of gave my thoughts about it earlier. Where oil, at least for now,
Mm-hmm.
looks like a decent option. But we just need some clarity. And while there is no clarity, things are kind of going to be all up in the air. So take advantage of the things that you can while you
Yep.
can. Make the best of a worse situation, and that's all we can do as
Yes.
individuals. Is make the best of the bad situation. You don't have to like it, but you can still make money through it.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point. And again, I wouldn't lock out of, I know some people think that, that crypto is not responding well in our current, economic situation and so on and so forth. And again, without getting into those nuances, I still think that, and again, my opinion, long term, it's a good choice. Be smart about what you're picking. Don't go picking pump.fun coin or whatever, to be putting all your wealth in there. I don't know. I made that up. But anyway, you get my point. You've got that, and if you're more traditional, you're an old guy like me. You think, okay, gold, silver, perfect. Go ahead, do it. You can literally go to a local broker, get the physical stuff if that's what you're looking for. You got gold backs, you got kinesis, you've got so many different options to be able to even access, if that's all you want to do, gold and silver, boom. But I don't know, just do what's best for you. I guess that's that. If I'm giving you any advice, do what's best for you. Figure out what's best for you. There you go. There you go.
And don't forget, we went over the whole AI thing. The best thing you can do is vote with your dollar. And it looks like we've had a resounding response when Anthropic decided to tell the government to go play in their little corner with their Palantir. And that's what we need to do. Continue to vote with your dollar. If Anthropic is the AI that's going to play ball with the American people and keep with the American ethos, then use Claude. It might not be great at everything, but if you want an AI to win that's going to embody best the freedoms that we want as an American, you have to back that horse.
Yes. Man, that's again, you got a mic drop in the beginning, you got a mic drop in the end. Poof, there it is.
I do my best. It's the same way I think politically, though. You got to vote with your dollars and you got to vote with your feet. If one place isn't doing what you want and it's not working out for you, you got to go somewhere else.
Yep.
If I'm curious to see how ChatGPT is going to respond, with this whole thing up in the air. And if ChatGPT does things that I don't like with a response, you can best believe I'm switching a whole lot to Claude. I already use Claude mostly for coding, but I will fully back Claude and help them get better if that's what it means, that we're going to have the best AI that's going to tell the government, hey, go yourself.
Yep, right there. There it is. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Dave. And look, Dave already dancing without us. Look at this. Man. All right. Appreciate it. Yeah, we are going to head out. BC, anything else you want to throw out to the peeps before we head out of here?
Nope. I saw several comments here that really make me think we're just going to have to do a big AI stream. We've done a few funny ones, but I do think we need to get
like
into
a
some
separate,
serious,
completely different day kind of thing. Yeah, I agree. Yep. I agree. We'll have to try and coordinate that. What about for you with any of the stuff you got going on? Any updates you want to throw out to people?
I'll be going live tomorrow with JR. My schedule's a little up in the air right now. I do have some recordings that I'll be doing with LBC for Counter This. Looks like we're going to try to get caught up a little bit. And then we've got one scheduled with you. And so coming here soon, keep your eyes out for a Social Security episode. And we'll try to keep CCM from getting too angry about it.
Me? Come on. Not me. Lord. Anyway. All right, excellent. I listen, I love Counter This, and if you're not already subscribed, you need to be, so go do that. And guys, just from me, what I got going on for the rest of this week, tomorrow Jar and I will be live. We're going to be talking, we are going to talk a little bit about the war, just to kind of get some background about how it's affecting crypto over there, like Dubai, for example, that kind of thing. Dubai, major crypto hub over in that neck of the woods. So we're going to kind of take that angle to things and then move it into some other news that's going on still in the crypto space. So stay tuned for that. 6 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time. And then on Wednesday morning at 11 a.m., I'm back with the final premiere in the core mechanics of the fiat system on my Crypto Mindset Minutes. So make sure you tune in for that. And of course, on Friday night, guess what? Crypto on the rocks. And yeah, Joe, man, I'll tell you what. Yes, CCM's pressure going up. Just saying, it's true though, man. Joe knows. Joe knows. He used to have to like calm me down. He almost put a meter on his screen just because of my pressure used to go. Oh man, Joe, appreciate you being here, man. But yeah, that's what's going on. I'm in my neck of the woods. So I think that's it. And listen, I hope you guys enjoyed this. We really tried to do this whole thing justice and bring it back to markets and crypto. So hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you're watching this on the replay, man, tell us in the comments what you think, because we check every one of them. All right. What do you say, BC? Shall we give Dave Digital his wish and dance our way out of here, or what?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Otherwise,
guys, we'll see you next week. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
Screens glow. Timeline scream. Same fear. Different day. Lock in. HODL the line. Don't blink, don't fold. Hands stay steady when the stories get old. Charts go wild, but the days is fine. Mindset, grounded, battle calm. BC breaking down the noise. Hold the line. Yeah, we ride that grind through the fear, through the foot, through the echo chamber signs. They panic, sell. We design the climb. HODL the line. Yeah. HODL the line. Old school charts in a new age storm. Seen cycles born, seen cycles torn. Zoomed out vision. Long-term frame while the feed chases candles. He studies the game. Macro whispers, history rhymes. Patience weaponized over time. No panic button, no rush to speak. Just facts stacking up week by